Coming up on Torrance Today, mask recommendations are changing as COVID-19 cases continue to drop. Torrance Police Department conducts traffic safety tests to keep bikers and pedestrians safe. And the Transportation Commission will host a meeting tomorrow on the proposed Metro C line. All this and more coming up right now on Torrance Today. Welcome to Torrance Today. I'm Lauren LaBruna. It's 4 p.m. on Tuesday, September 27th. I hope you're having a great day so far. Thank you so much for joining us. Here is our first story. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention announced changes to its masking recommendations. It no longer recommends universal masking in healthcare settings unless the space is in an area with a high COVID-19 transmission rate. This update comes as part of an overhaul to infection control guidance for healthcare workers. The new guidance reads, quote, "Updates were made to reflect the high levels of vaccine and infection-induced immunity and the availability of effective treatments and prevention tools." So now facilities in regions without a high transmission rate can choose not to require all doctors, patients, and visitors to wear a mask. Currently, about 73% of the United States is experiencing a high rate of transmission. Health experts say the update will result in fewer people working in hospitals and nursing homes wearing masks and may put patients and providers at risk. LA County no longer requires masking on public transit or at schools and shifted its indoor masking policies to personal preference. We are now in the CDC's low COVID-19 activity level. If you are a parent of a child under 5 years old with questions about the COVID vaccine, a virtual town hall takes place tomorrow. The LA Department of Public Health is hosting a virtual town hall tomorrow to discuss questions and hear from the public. Dr. Özlem Equal will be in attendance. She works with the Public Health Department and will provide vaccine information for eligible individuals 5 years and younger. The hall is hosted with World City Center Preschool and begins at 7 p.m. To register, visit the LA Public Health Twitter page for a registration link. Traffic safety is a major concern for bikers and pedestrians, and the Torrance Police Department is doing something about it. Today and tomorrow from 3:30 to 8:30, officers will conduct traffic safety operations focusing on dangerous behaviors of drivers that put pedestrians and bikers at risk. Major violations include failing to stop for signs and signals, failing to yield for bicyclists or pedestrians, and making illegal turns. The good news is Torrance PD provides steps bicyclists, drivers, and pedestrians can take to reduce the risk of danger. For pedestrians, be visible, do not walk or run into the path of a vehicle, practice caution, especially when crossing the street at night, and use crosswalks. For drivers, make sure to avoid blocking crosswalks while waiting to make a right turn, follow the speed limit, and slow down at intersections. And for bicyclists, do not ride too close to parked cars, use hand signals, and yield to pedestrians. TPD says we all have the same rights to the road, and it is important to reduce risk and look out for one another. The Transportation Commission will hold a meeting tomorrow to continue talks about the proposed Metro C line. The line, also known as the Green Line extension, would run 4.5 miles and provide 2 new stations, including the Mary Kay Giordano Regional Transit Center. The goal is to improve mobility within the South Bay, provide alternatives to traffic on the 405 freeway, and reduce air pollution. The city previously expressed opposition to the proposal regarding an above-ground rail line construction on Hawthorne Boulevard. The meeting will go over updates within the LA Metro, the City of Torrance, and direct staff to write a letter in favor of the railroad right-of-way alignment and oppose the Hawthorne Boulevard alignment. The transportation meeting takes place tomorrow, September 28th, from 6 to 7:30 p.m. in person and via Zoom. You can visit the city's Facebook page for a Zoom link to the meeting. The Torrance City Council meets tonight to conduct city business. A resolution will be read honoring Eleanor Barth Jones of the City Manager's Office upon her retirement after 32 years of service with the city. Plus, a proclamation will be read honoring Lead Chaplain Dean Maeda after 30 years with the Torrance Police Department and community. And the Torrance baseball team will be recognized as a finalist in the 2022 Babe Ruth Baseball World Series. Several agenda items regarding transit will be reviewed, including appropriating funds for purchasing a replacement bus and creating electric vehicle charging infrastructure, as well as approve funding for 20 alternative fuel buses and the purchase of 6 all-electric rubber wheel trolleys. The public is invited to the council chambers tonight at 6:30 p.m. at 3031 Torrance Boulevard. Virtual participation continues to be an option. You can send an email before the meeting to councilmeetingpubliccomment@torranceca.gov. You can watch the meeting live on our website, YouTube, and of course, right here on Torrance City Cable. Veterans are appreciated in our community, and the Torrance Social Services Commission will host an event to show just that. A Veterans Appreciation Lunch and Resource Fair takes place next month on October 21st. Veterans in our local community are invited to attend and bring one guest to enjoy the free program, resource booths, and lunch. Space is limited, so you must RSVP by October 14th. You can send an RSVP by contacting the Torrance Social Services Division with the email or phone number on your screen. A major portion of a busy intersection project is nearing completion. Last week, the contractor installed new irrigation lines and fencing, and work through the weekend continued on a portion of PCH. As of now, all temporary traffic signals have been removed and the finished traffic signal is fully operational. Work will continue this week with the installation of new light poles and asphalt pouring in the middle portion of PCH. The PCH Hawthorne Improvement Project is in Phase 3 and will continue until the end of October. 24/7 lane closures are in effect to allow 2 through lanes and 1 left turn lane in each direction at all times. The goal is to provide a wider intersection, better traffic circulation, improved pedestrian amenities, and more lanes. For more information on the project, visit torrancepchawthorneproject.com. Kindergarten will not become mandatory in the state of California. Governor Gavin Newsom vetoed legislation that would require young students to attend kindergarten before entering first grade at a public school. Following low kindergarten through 12th grade attendance during the pandemic, the bill was introduced. Kindergarten enrollment in our state dropped almost 12%, and nationwide public school enrollment dropped 3% in the 2020 to 2021 school year, compared to the previous year. Governor Newsom cited the costs associated with mandatory kindergarten, more than $260 million annually, that is not accounted for in the current California state budget. NASA successfully crashed a spacecraft into an asteroid in the first of its kind planetary defense mission. Take a look at the reaction from the DART mission room during the moment of impact.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, wow. Awaiting visual confirmation.
The mission, called Double Asteroid Redirection Test, or DART, was designed to determine if technology could be used to defend Earth from hazardous asteroids or comets by deflecting them off their collision course. And the mission was a success, making it the first time humans have changed the course of a planetary body. The small asteroid was not threatening Earth and was simply used as an experiment. NASA launched DART, which is the size of a vending machine, last year. It was autonomously moved into the asteroid, which is the size of a football stadium. DART was traveling at about 14,000 miles per hour when it struck the asteroid. Experts will now study the asteroid system for weeks to determine how the impact altered the orbit. There are no known asteroids on a collision course with Earth, but this test is the beginning of being able to defend the planet in the event of one. Researchers at the USC Keck School of Medicine announced an astounding finding related to treating cancer. Recent discoveries by Keck found that circadian clock proteins that help coordinate changes in body function over the course of a day may prove effective in treating the most common form of brain tumors in adults, called glioblastoma. The discovery led to the identification of a small molecule drug that can target the proteins and may treat the disease. Glioblastoma is an aggressive disease that has a survival rate of just 15 months after diagnosis. Most tumors shrink after initial treatment, but few patients experience remission. Researchers think the cancer returns because a small amount of cancer stem cells remain after surgery and treatment and can spread quickly. Thousands of molecules have been tested with advanced techniques, including artificial intelligence, to determine what would be best to fight the disease. The study found promising results and that the molecule drug reduced the growth of cancer stem cells but did not harm the body's normal stem cells. Still ahead, it's World Tourism Day, and the celebration aims to make tourism accessible to all. We'll have more when we come back in 60 seconds.
And is this with the doctor or is this with the nurse practitioner? Fantastic. Dad, lunch. Got some soup for you.
You are loved.
Oh, you. Look at those freckles.
This was very much.
You are valued. You are strong. You are resilient. You got this.
You're there for them. We're here for you. Find free care guides to support you and your loved one at aarp.org/caregiving.
At the end of every episode of Torrance Today, we want to share a positive story that fits the theme for the day. On this Tourism Tuesday, we want to highlight the positive impact tourism has on the globe. The World Tourism Organization is a leading UN international agency, and their mission is to promote tourism as a driver of economic growth, inclusive development, and environmental sustainability. Tourism employs every 1 in 10 people on Earth. Since the pandemic, international tourism has slowly started to rebound in early 2022, with double the rate of tourism in 2021. The theme of this year's World Tourism Day is Rethinking Tourism. It puts people at the center of the conversation to ask, where is tourism going, where do we want to go, and how do we get there? Today is aimed at inspiring the debate on how to rethink tourism through education, jobs, and the impact tourism has on the planet. Well, that's our show for today. Let us know if you have a positive story to tell by emailing us at torranceToday@torranceca.gov. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you back here tomorrow with more news from and for our Torrance community. Have a great day.